So, measurement that matters. Okay, maybe can you give us a quick overview of what sort of things you should be looking for to successfully measure the effectiveness of your ads, and maybe some of the metrics that don't matter that are a bit dodgy. And we've already mentioned a little bit before. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So going back to my silly little story for a second. So it's 1999 and it's back to the beginning, right? And you've got this ad that you're running on lewis.com and you're the advertiser and you're like, all right, well, is this thing working or not? You've got the ability on the computer to click things like, are people clicking? And so the industry made a terrible mistake at the time and began to report results to every advertiser in terms of impressions, right? How many times your ad was displayed, and clicks, how many times the ad was clicked on. And so marketers very understandably began to become obsessed with clicks, and they were graded as employees on how many clicks did this campaign generate. And publishers were fired and hired from buys based upon their click-through rate. The problem is, as I'm sure you know, is that study after study has shown that the people who click on display ads aren't necessarily the same people who buy things from the advertiser. Maybe they're just looking for something else to do. Maybe they think the ad is pretty and they want to click on it. And it tends to be a very different population of users who actually take the marketer's desired action after seeing the ad versus simply clicking on it. So we think click-through rate is bad. The industry has kind of gotten there over the last several years. Many advertisers still love it. They shouldn't though, right? Because even the newer technologies and approaches like cost per action, they tell you something very important. They tell you how many people saw the ad and took the desired action after having seen the ad. What they don't tell you is something even more important, which is how many people saw the ad and took an action because they saw the ad versus how many people saw the ad and took the action and would have done so regardless of whether or not they've been exposed to that creative. That's where we're trying to bring the industry, right? We're trying to get folks to a place where they are basing success of the campaign on the incremental impact that the ad had on their business, on the bottles of shampoos that flew off the shelves, on the appointments that were booked for eye care surgery, right? So being able to sort of shed this notion of, well, it all comes down to click-through rate or it all comes down to cost per action towards one where there's a causal understanding of which of my advertising worked, where did it work, and why.